Great job doing your self-introductions. This is the hardest video you will do, the first one. It is not graded, so you might see a 0 or an X where there would be a grade. Do not look at that as a bad reflection. That was all intentional. But it is required to launch the class. Many of you did learn from technology what you need to be successful with the videos. It is very odd. It does get a little bit more familiar as the semester rolls on, but it is a strange phenomenon that I'm sitting here with my camera phone and I'm talking to you, but you're not going to see it in real time. But just realize people are listening to you. I encourage everyone to watch everyone's self-introduction. It helps so much to humanize the class, and read the discussion posts and just be part of the energy in this room. We have such a wide variety of majors and personalities. It really is a rich blend and makes for excellent public speaking. Also, the discussion boards, some of you notice grades. If I accept your discussion board post, and every so often I don't accept the post, you get an 80, a 90, or 100. 100 pretty much means, okay, you hit it, you did what I was thinking would be appropriate for that particular video. 90 might mean that you need a little bit more language, a little bit more details to your response, and 80 means you were close, but you need even more. So those are the layers: 100, 90, 80. That's exactly what I do for your videos as well. If you do a video and you put your heart into it, you're going to get at least an 80, at least. But once I see that you are developing your intro, body, conclusion, following the assignment as closely as you interpret it, you will get that 100. But you have to get it in on time. Which brings me to my next point. And my next point is there is a delay. A student wrote to me and said, I know I was on time, on Sunday's deadline, but it came in like the next morning at 7 a.m. and that was never be the time I would be doing my video. Last summer, the first time I used Canvas, there was a delay in VoiceThread, about 2 hours for everyone. And when I spoke to VoiceThread, they said, we are going to fix it. Now, when I write to them and spoke to one person, then wrote to the general VoiceThread team, they said this so hard for them to control that because it depends on the student's internet, the power that's at that moment. Sometimes at night it's not as strong, and that's what causes the delay. I am all about being on time, but when I say you have till Sunday till like 11:55 p.m. to get your video in, if it comes in at 7 a.m., I am going to accept it. So don't worry, I have your back on that, definitely, because that is not your fault. And I respect the times that students do their presentations. I know that often you will do it on a Sunday night because maybe that's a quiet time, or you've been thinking about it all a week long and finally you say, I am ready. So I really do respect that. We all have our different times. When I answer back emails, it's not often the same day, but it can be. If I'm online at that time, if I'm on my phone and I see the email come in, I'll answer it right away. But if I'm not, it might be the next day. And I hope you understand that. It's very hard to be available and online 24/7 for any of us. I don't expect you to do it, and I hope you understand that I will get back to you, but there might be a delay. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Congratulations about your self-introduction. Next week we'll be doing the In the News. Realize it's still practice. You're just going to take that assignment a little bit more formally with an introduction, body, conclusion. Definitely use notes. Have note cards or have your notes on manuscript, whatever works for you, and take your time with it. I hope you don't have to do it 30 times, but you might have to do it a couple of times before you're satisfied. Oftentimes when I do a video, especially when it's for something like that, like important for a grade, I will watch it myself by turning off the volume and just watch my nonverbal. Did I look like I was confident? Did I look like I was connected to my words? Were my hands like moving all around? Was I looking at the video or not looking at the camera? I mean, was I had good posture or not? as I straighten out my posture. Could you see my face or not? So, but no one expects you to be perfect. I have goodwill for every one of you, and I want you to know that you do not have to be perfect to get the grade you're seeking. Just be consistent with your assignments. And then in the news, we're going to be going into the journals, where you will be asked to pick 3 of your classmates to do a paragraph review of. It doesn't have to have anything negative, just observations about students' eye contact, their engagement with their audience, their poise, their posture, parts of the presentation you particularly liked, anything that you thought could be changed, especially if the student had more time. You know, when you say that about improvements, that's not a negative. Anytime I do a presentation, I always think, if I had a little bit more time, I could have done this. Or if I thought about this beforehand. That's just human nature. Everything we do in some ways is a rough draft, but I'm so glad we're all here together. Thank you for the self-introductions. They mean a lot to me, and I know they mean a lot to others in the class. You may comment back to your students vis-a-vis text or even audio if you feel so inclined. You do not have to, but it can be very supportive when a classmate says, well, good job, or I enjoyed listening to you. We're not in class together. So if you feel after you've listened to someone's video, if you were in class, you would say something or smile at that person, please do so. It means a lot. It means even more for coming from you than from me. So congratulations. Thank you for being in week 2 right now, and we're going into week 3, and you're on your way.